Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing kind of a get to know me bookish questions video. Some of them are from the booktube newbie tag, but also some of them are from the get to know me bookish questions tag on Life in Books blog. And then a few I just added in myself, and those questions are the ones I want you guys to answer to in the comments so that I can kind of see what you guys like too. So I guess I'll just kind of get like the basic facts out. So my name is Georgia, I'm 19, I live in the States. My favorite genre as of right now is young adult fantasy and fiction. I started reading romance and contemporary, but I've kind of Okay, sorry if the angle changed a little bit. My SD card was full. My Hogwarts house is Gryffindor. The main reason I started this channel was because I don't have too many people in my life who are really big book fanatics like me, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it and get recommendations from in my life. So I thought I would make these videos to share my opinions on books, but also get some other people's opinions on books. You guys can kind of see my reading tastes grow and develop and my book collection grow and develop. So yeah, we're just gonna get started with the questions. I'll have all of them listed down below as well as the blog post. So the first question is, what or who got you into reading? And I really started reading my freshman year, and that was when I was reading contemporary, romance, that sort of deal. And then in my junior year, one of my best friends, Abby, recommended young adult for me. She thought I would really like it, so I started reading Cruel Prince and A Court of Thorns and Roses on her recommendation, and I really liked them. So I just kept reading things that I found interesting. My first favorite books were probably from when I was younger that really resonate with me and that I remember. The first one was The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. It is kind of, I would say more of like a middle grade children's book, but it basically follows the story of this China doll rabbit, and his name is Edward, and his owner Abigail, I cannot believe how much I remember from this story, his owner Abigail loses him on a ship one day, and he goes overboard and is found by somebody else, and it kind of like tells a story of him getting lost and found by different families and getting attached and growing to love these families, and then being taken away again and being put in a new family. So it's very representative of a lot of challenges that kids go through today. Also, The Five People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. I read that while I was in high school. I read The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane when I was much younger. But I really liked The Five People You Meet in Heaven because I'm a very open person. I am pretty much down to read or try anything once, and so my English teacher actually recommended me this book, and I read it and I really enjoyed it because it definitely strays away from the conventional concept of heaven and takes a much more learning experience approach, and we follow our main character Eddie, who is a maintenance worker at a carnival. And in an attempt to save the life of a little girl who is falling off a broken carnival ride, he ends up passing away. And in this kind of afterlife, he meets 5 people who he came in contact with on Earth who made an impact. And he might not have understood it while he was on Earth, but in this afterlife, he is realizing it. Current favorite book. Currently I'm reading Monstrous and Harry Potter. I'm also rereading Legendary by Stephanie Garber, which I absolutely love that book. I recently just did a book talk on An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I'll have that linked up there. Favorite book of all time? I don't really have a favorite book of all time, so maybe you guys can join me in trying to find it. Least favorite book of all time? I could say the most disappointing, and it was probably The Truth About Us by Ali Martinez, I believe that's what it's called. It was the second book in a duet, and I really was disappointed by it. I thought the story was going to go a completely different way, and it didn't. I'm trying to think of any like physical books I have that I really didn't enjoy, and I'm not really thinking of them. Most of the books that I do read I know what I'm getting into. I guess Twilight was the one book that I read recently that I really didn't like, and I should have expected that. A lot of people told me that they didn't like it. I just preferred the movie to the book. Authors that you dislike / hate. I don't really hate any authors. I don't know if that's just my personality that I don't really hate many people. There are some authors who I don't particularly enjoy their writing style. I recently read The Beholder by Anna Bright, and I really didn't like the first 100 pages because the writing was super metaphorical and flowery, but I will say that it got better as the book went on, so that's just like a small complaint. But I don't really hate any authors. Authors that you like / love. Okay, this is pretty easy. I really like Megan March. She's a romance contemporary writer. I highly recommend her if you're getting into romance or contemporary. Who else do I really enjoy? Leigh Bardugo, I really enjoy her writing style. I recently just read Six of Crows within like the past 6 months, and I really enjoyed that, and I have a few other of her books that I want to get to. And Sarah J Maas, she was one of the first authors I really ever read in young adult, and I really enjoyed her. What popular book do you just hate? I really wasn't a fan of the Throne of Glass series. I know I just said I liked Sarah J Maas. I just wasn't as into it as a lot of other people hyped it up to be, so it was just like more disappointing. I am on the final book of the series, which is Kingdom of Ash, and my favorite book out of the series was Empire of Storms so far. How many books do you read in a month? On average, like 7 or 8. I always try and strive pretty high, but for the most part, it's like around 7 or 8. I hope that fixed the lighting a little bit. How do you get through a reading slump? Honestly, I just kind of read whatever I want, and that is because whenever I am in a reading slump, it's usually because I'm trying to get through something that I'm really not enjoying. The last time I got in a reading slump, I was trying to get through Empire of Storms. It was like the very beginning of it, and I was just having a really hard time because I hadn't enjoyed Queen of Shadows too much, and I was just feeling like I was forcing myself to get through it. And what got me back into it was just reading like trashy romance. Okay, we shifted over again a little bit because the lighting was really bad, as you can see here. Favorite genre, I already addressed that, but young adult, fantasy fiction, science fiction. Least favorite genre, probably nonfiction. That was one of my goals in 2020, was to read more nonfiction, and so far I really haven't done that. How many bookshelves do you own? I have like wall bookshelves, and I have 3 of them hung. I have a 4th one in my closet that I really should hang because I just have books kind of stacked like everywhere. But even then, once I hang that 4th one, I'll need a 5th one. So I think I'm going to bite the bullet soon and get one of the like IKEA bookshelves that a lot of booktubers have. I just like the fact that if I need another one, I can order it and they all will look uniform. Goodreads challenge / reading goal for this year. I'll have my Goodreads link down below, but currently it's 100 and we're a quarter of the way through the year, and I am 27 books in, so a little over a 4th to 100. So I think we can do it. We will see. Least favorite characters. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I feel like I should just name one at this point, but I can't really think of one, so if I think of one later, I'll include it. But how many books have you read so far this year? 27. Favorite book turned movie. I haven't read too many books turned movies or books turned TV shows, so I will just say some of mine, even if I haven't read them, that have been adapted. I really liked Little Women, that recently came out this year, and I really enjoyed it. I did read 5 Feet Apart, the book, and I did enjoy the movie adaptation of it. Least favorite book turned movie, the second book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. I haven't read the book, but I really did not enjoy the movie. I didn't like a lot of the characters and a lot of the way that they were acting, so that definitely wasn't a good one for me. Do you want to be an author, or are you content just to be a reader? I would love to be an author. I don't know if I would write many books or just one, but I would love to be an author someday. Books that made you cry. A Court of Mist and Fury made me cry. No, sorry. A Court of Rings and Ruin made me cry at the very end. Also, I recently, well, in January, I read The Kiss Thief. There are definitely trigger warnings for sexual assault and abuse. Sorry, I completely blanked on the word abuse in that book. So I would definitely proceed with caution, but that book definitely made me cry, but it was more of like a disturbance. So that was pretty much the only book that I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this, because it does tackle a lot of really difficult topics and they're very graphically explained. So I just wanted to put that out there. A book/writing job that you would love to do. So I took a gap year between my senior year of high school and freshman year of college. I will be going to school in the fall. It's looking like it's going to be online. But the reason I did that was because I really didn't know what I wanted to... First of all, I didn't know where I wanted to go to school, and I also didn't know what I wanted to go to school for, so I still do want to go and get my English degree, which is what I enrolled in. I wanted to go into publishing with that, so either be an editor, proofreader, work in like marketing and design, something like that. So we'll see, but that's kind of been like the goal, is to end up at a publishing house. Do you consider yourself a fast reader? Yes, I do read pretty quickly, and it is probably working against me sometimes because I do tend to forget details of books. Do you have a book buying ban for yourself? No, not really, typically because I don't buy too many books, and if I do, I usually get them on discount, so I'm not paying full price. And do you use bookmarks a lot? As of recently, yes, because I have been getting subscription boxes, but before, when I didn't even know that those were a thing, like book subscription services, I would use whatever I had, old receipts, index cards, post-it notes. But that was the very last question, and I just wanted to tack on like one of my own, because I always find this interesting to ask people. When you guys are reading, do you listen to music or listen to background noise, like white noise, ASMR? I know there are a lot of great ASMR, like white noise channels on YouTube. What do you guys listen to when you're reading, or do you have to listen to like nothing, complete silence? I like listening to music. I will listen to ASMR, like ASMR rooms, which is like the Hogwarts houses, common rooms. I'll have them linked down below. It's really amazing, and there's so much thought and effort put into those videos. I'll listen to something like that. Yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you guys listen to music or what you listen to while you're reading. I'm definitely curious. Also, let me know your favorite genres and what books you have been recommending recently that you really like, so that I can check them out. So I think that's it. That's the final question. We've come to the end. I'll have my book Instagram link down below, as well as my Goodreads, so you guys can check out what I'm reading and keep up with me on social medias. I hope this gave you guys a little bit more of an insight on me and my personality, what books I like, where I'm at in my book journey, and hopefully where I will grow. And I think that's about it. So I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.